The headline reads, Jon Jones did work, but Mighty Mouse stole the show, which is interesting, probably true, in my point of view, and Jason's, I'm sure, as well. Jon Jones got the job done, UFC 197 against OSP. Daniel Cormier being the stand-in commentator, and I would say advocate for the little altercation. Or he wasn't the advocate, because Jon Jones, fuck you, man, I really like you, but I kind of don't like you, for the camera.
I'm doing my work. See, I'm just being a professional. There it is. Oh. There it is. Live on paper.
He got the job done. He was efficient, versatile, worked the body, striking distance. Of course, one of his strongest suits with that large reach he has. His leg kicks, broken an arm on OSP, who was able to fight on with a broken arm. Jason, could you fight on with a broken arm?
No, I couldn't fight Jon Jones with a full body.
Someone else's body.
Couldn't fight him with like full-on night gear if I had it. So yeah, there was a lot of great stuff from just the UFC 197 card in general. But those who wanted to see Jon Jones wow in this fight, they didn't get that. But that doesn't mean it was a bad fight. Actually, watching Jon Jones, very technically gifted. He was compact in his movements, yet somehow fluid. He's just, again, I consider him just like this master technician. He is considered the best pound-for-pound fighter, although Mighty Mouse, which we'll get to in a minute, is going to give him a run for that money pretty soon. But in terms of this fight, Saint Preux, I think, was a little bit underrated in terms of what we were expecting to see. People really thought he was just going to dominate him all the way through. Granted, this is still a guy who's 6'4", 205 pounds, looked like to be in incredible shape.
Yeah.
And towards the very end, I thought they were going to call that fight about 50, 55 seconds left in the round. Jon Jones started opening up on him with some very well-placed elbows, some very well-placed right to the head. He was able to land some strikes while they were on the ground. They didn't call the fight, but Jon Jones won easily by decision. And just overall, not the Jon Jones we really were hoping to see in his return, but it's been 476 days.
Yeah.
He's back, shake off the cobwebs. Maybe UFC 200 for Jones and Cormier. If not, it's going to be UFC 201.
Yeah. I mean, Dana White and Cormier kind of allured to how they were underwhelmed by it. Cormier, of course, is going to say that. Dana White, a little bit surprising. But, again, you mentioned it. He's a little rusty. He was mechanical from what I seen. Like, it was programmed what he was there to do. And OSP couldn't handle it still. He handled it as well as he could have. He didn't get knocked out, which, again, is probably a plus for him.
Huge plus.
Jon Jones's wrestling was phenomenal. I know he's always been a strong wrestler as well, but as you mentioned, some of his takedowns were incredible. I think his striking, his leg kicks obviously caused the majority of the damage, seeing that OSP had to fight on with a broken arm. And I think overall it was a very well-deserved win, and it was a very well-rounded performance to say, okay, it's the first one out the way, I'm back. But again, I thought he could have finished him off in the last couple of rounds, and I think that maybe, I don't know if he wants to show, he might not have wanted to show all his cards, because I think, I agree with you, there is something definitely on the horizon, whether it's UFC 200 with this back and forth, childish Chinese whispers that's going on. McGregor sends out a tweet saying, I'm back. Dana White responds, I don't know, he's not said anything to me, back and forth, I don't care. Fucking fight or don't fight. I'm done with it. I'm on the board with you. Big McGregor fan. Yes, I want to see him fight, but it's just getting tiresome. It is Chinese whispers in a girl's playground. That is what it is who's going to fight. I want to ruffle this feather. I want to ruffle that. My tweet gets sent out. You're pissed because it started trending higher than Game of Thrones.
Well, to me, it's frustrating. It's still been frustrating since Tuesday when he sent out the original tweet. It's frustrating because, again, let's be very realistic about this. Let's be actually objective about this. Conor McGregor beat two people, of note. Chad Mendes. I know everybody that was before that was a capable fighter. I'm not discrediting them, but he beat Chad Mendes when he wasn't really supposed to. I shouldn't say that. He beat Chad Mendes when people thought that was going to be his toughest test because of the ground game, and it proved one of his weaknesses. He beats Chad Mendes, but Chad Mendes exploits that he's not great on the ground, right? But credit, he beat Chad Mendes. Then he annihilates Jose Aldo's chin in 13 seconds. Gone. Done. Jose Aldo was supposed to beat him originally. He was the more gifted, technically better fighter, but he wasn't in those 13 seconds. So let's make a little intersection here, because you're at the McGregor intersection, you're at the Aldo intersection. Those who really think that Aldo doesn't deserve to talk because one person knocked you out in 13 seconds discredits 5 to 7 years of dominance in the UFC, that's fucking bullshit. Aldo can say whatever the hell he wants. Just because he got knocked out in 13 seconds doesn't mean he's nothing. Nobody, and I mean nobody, said that Mike Tyson doesn't deserve to talk when he got upset by Buster Douglas. But isn't that the same argument that you goddamn Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo and UFC fans claim it to be? Okay. Lastly, he taps out against Nate Diaz, and now we still have this, well, he brings in $7.2 million in gate. He brings in $10 million. For UFC 200, he bring in $50 billion because it's Conor McGregor. You lost, man. I get it. Now you don't want to promote. Now you want to do this. Then you don't want to do this. Your ego got so fucking big that you think you're bigger than the world. Well, guess what? You're not. You don't deserve to fight in UFC 200 for pulling these stunts. Okay, now, back to...
Now, Mighty Mouse deserves the world's, I would say, acknowledgement of how good of a fighter. He steamrolled his way through this card and is arguably the best pound for, or up there with the best pound for pound fighters in the UFC. He's a fucking avid gamer. He's a badass. He's very well liked. But again, it's this whole controversial side. Does he have that little bit of an edge that, oh, I'm going to go and crash my car and run away from the scene, or I'm going to go and mess around with the UFC. I'm going to go and smoke weed and get caught for it. He doesn't have any of that side to him. So therefore, he's not as promotable. What he should be.
But he's a good person.
And imagine being a good person. A good person doesn't... Good guys finished last, Jason, but not Demetrius Johnson.
Nice guys.
No, good guys. Both nice guys. Good guys.
Yeah, look, in that fight in itself, Henry Cejudo, look, 2008 gold medalist in wrestling. He's got a resume that is stunning from start to finish. He was the best competition that Demetrius Johnson was supposed to see. And about a minute and a half into the fight, we saw, okay, looks like Johnson has definitely got his work cut out for him. And then in a matter of seconds, Mighty Mouse, he's so quick, electrifyingly fast, turns the tide on him, lands a couple of, brutal body shots. Tough to see on the original angle they were using. They show the instant replay brought to you by Budweiser and all the other sports cams.
Brought to you by Icy Hot. He's going to need it.
Brought to you by everything. But they show these replays, and oh, man, did Cejudo. I mean, I find it amazing. I always have. When I used to watch, I'm going to make one quick boxing reference, but the old Pacquiao of old, when he would just really work people's
the body.
That, to me, is always going to be more painful than the head. I know. What you say if you get hit in the head? If I got hit in the head once, I'm knocked out. If I get hit in the body once, I'm not unconscious. I can feel that.
Yeah, it hurts. It's the breathing. It hits you in
the
lungs.
So Cejudo, who's absolutely deserving to be standing next to Demetrius Johnson in this fight, Johnson, and it was so quick, and then he beelines for the freaking side, and the fight's over. Yeah. Just like that. And you got to give the guy credit, pound for pound. If it's not Jon Jones, it's undoubtedly Demetrius Johnson, but Demetrius Johnson's like too good of a person to flip off Daniel Cormier coming out of the Octagon.
See,
just for no reason.
And that's the thing, is like, I think this is...
10-fight win streak.
This is one thing that has to be highlighted. It's a problem in the UFC. If you're a McGregor fanboy, if you're a Jon Jones, if you're a Nate Diaz fanboy, I'm sure we can all agree in this, that the UFC is fucked up when it comes to this. Dana White is fucked up when it comes to this because he wants... And he's a businessman, so he wants controversy. Controversy sells seats. Seats are going to bring him the big green that he likes to see.
Agreed.
Whereas Demetrius Johnson, Frankie Edgar, I even seen him adapt his press conference style during the McGregor fight. He's like, oh, well, Dana, how about you give me the fight? And he's trying to be a little bit controversial and stand up. And Dana White's like, okay. It's like a little bit trying to showcase. And I just feel like the UFC... It doesn't respond well to merit. It's based on gate. And it always is going to be based on gate because that's what the business is run on. The money is going to make it grow, and it already has surpassed boxing. The money is going to get it into Madison Square Garden like we talked about.
I know.
And it's going to allow it to grow. But it still isn't fair that guys like Demetrius Johnson and Frankie Edgar don't get the headlines when they should get the headlines. Because yes, I agree. I love that MMA Junkie ran that headline. Is that Jon Jones is back. The spotlight was on him. But Mighty Mouse stole the show. That's more of what we need in this sport because we're deserving. Yeah. As fans of the sport, I don't always like to just watch it for the controversy. Yes, it makes it a little bit more tantalizing or mouth-watering that Aldo and McGregor genuinely dislike each other, or McGregor and Diaz have got this little back and forth and now it's a revenge match. But amongst all the bullshit that's went on from the tweets back and forth and all the behind-the-scenes dealings of not wanting to promote, I'm just like, I'm tired of it. Give me Demetrius Johnson. I want to see someone who's going to go in there, get the job done, and go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah, he's got a very beautiful Mrs. Demetrius Johnson. It's like Mighty Minnie Mouse or Mrs. Mouse or something like that is what he calls her. It's awesome. He's also got the Twitch stream. Check those out. They're awesome.
Cool guy.
All right, so that's what we got for you in this video. There's lots to comment on, but comment below in terms of who you think should be fighting or headlining UFC 200. Jones, McGregor, Diaz, Cormier. Demetrius Johnson, all those guys. In terms of UFC 197, I thought it was a fantastic card. Yair Rodriguez, unbelievable knockout with the flying knee to the fucking face, which was ridiculous. And Anthony Pettis, Showtime no longer. Closing time for Anthony Pettis. Edson Barboza, veteran Brazilian fighter, took him down pretty easily in the unanimous decision. That is all. Comment below. @Francis_Maxwell. @FrancisMaxwell, host on Instagram. @JasonRubin91 for both. @TYT Sports. We're also over at Facebook. We'll be doing some Facebook live streaming today. We'll see you there.